Westinghouse would found his company in the late 19th century. It would be called Westinghouse Electric, and it would go on to compete with the likes of Thomas Edison. The story of Westinghouse Electric is a grand one, but today we're only focusing on one small part of that story. One small part that honestly has to do with a lot of other companies too. This is the story of the abandoned Westinghouse Electric factory in Cleveland.
On a small back road in Cleveland, there lies an abandoned building. Vines are growing up the side of its brick walls, and overgrowth juts out of the cracked concrete. In the late 19th century, Cleveland was undergoing massive changes. A large electric railway network was being constructed. In 1888, the East Cleveland Power Company would construct a power plant to help operate their lines. The plant would feature state-of-the-art engines that were powered by two number 16 Edison bipolar generators. In 1892, an addition was made to the south side of the power plant. The East Cleveland Railway Company would merge with Joseph Stanley's Broadway and Newburgh Streets Railroad to form a new company, the Cleveland Electric Railway, in the year 1893. More additions would be made after this, including a new boiler room. In 1897, construction on a new power plant would begin. When it was finished, it would feature 17 brand new generators. On January 1st of 1899, the second largest generator in the world at the time was installed in the power plant. It was a 400-ton General Electric. By the turn of the century in the year 1900, this power plant in East Cleveland was one of the largest direct current plants in the world. The plant was now burning through 60,000 tons of coal every year. So a new coal apparatus was installed in 1902. This new system allowed for an entire car of coal to be dumped at once. Due to overcapacity in the year 1912, Cleveland Railway began outsourcing a lot of their power generation to the illuminating company. In 1917, it was deemed no longer profitable for the Cleveland Railway Company to continue operating power generation plants, so it would sell all of its buildings.
The Cleveland Ice Machine Company would purchase the factory, and they would operate it for a short time, producing, ice machines, obviously. After a couple of years, though, they would sell it to the Westinghouse Electric Company, who at this time was beginning to move into Cleveland. Now, before we get into what Westinghouse was doing with this factory, let's first take a walk around the site and take a look at the place. Let's start with this end. This building, if I remember right, this is the building where the Avengers was filmed in. Yeah, right there. We'll see it when we get up there, and I'll show the clip of it. But the scene where Black Widow is getting interrogated happened right up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Going upstairs. Here we are on the second floor.
We met some lovely people from Flint who are also here. Oh, it looks like there are people doing a photo shoot here too. This place is popping today. Wow, look at that. Very cool.
I didn't know this stuff was as big as it is.
Oh, like urban exploration?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a huge community for it. I believe in the scene for the Avengers, they actually used CGI to make this look deeper than it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They also had lights hanging up from up there.
No. Good. Well,
Я думала, генерал Солигуб отвечает за экспорт.
Сологуб. Курьер. Он прикрытие.
Let's take a good old-fashioned Kentucky Gander, see what's in here. Ooh, we got a bed. Somebody must have been staying in here. Huh. Think they lit a fire to try to stay warm or something?
I think so. That would be my guess.
Oh look, elevator. That right there across the street is the original building constructed by the Cleveland Railway Company to house one of their Edison generators before they began constructing the rest of this place. Quite incredible. It just got really windy out of nowhere, but oh my gosh. Look at this stairwell. That is so cool. Alright, we're on the upper floor. Let's see the other building right there. Very cool. Look at this view of the city. That's a nice view. Ooh, train. This is really cool. Wow. Somebody put a swing up in here. Hey Chris, you wanna come play on the swing? You sure? I can push you. Ooh. Oh, look, somebody hung shoes out there. Ah, shoot. How are they going to get those down now? You get it? Ah, shoot. Because they're shoes. You know, sometimes I crack myself up with my own comedic genius.
I'd have been more like, oh, shoes. Somebody left their shoes there.
That is a cool looking window right there. It's an Illuminati window. That's what that is.
Shit, bud. We can't go this way.
Yeah, you can. Just open it. Drop down. We're going to head over to that building now. That's the 5-story addition that was made. We are now descending into the depths of the Labyrinth before we head over to the 5-story building. There's surprisingly a lot of light in here. This is just the first floor. Whoops, I'm stupid. The basement's that way. Oh, buddy. I got the infrared on. You know, I'm really tired of seeing all these tires everywhere. Little booth right there. Yeah, shopping cart too. Perfect place to shop if you need bricks or tires. There's a 2-for-1 special going on right now too. Ooh, that's spooky. Here's the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that. Deku, like from My Hero Academia. Huh. Interesting. Wow.
Can't see shit down here.
Yeah. This is like the perfect place to be attacked by a monster. It's true. This is where it turns into a horror movie. You can't even hear the road, it's just completely silent. I don't know how well you can see on the camera. I don't have the infrared on because there's not a lot of light and the FPS drops a lot with the infrared when there's not enough light. Oh, you can hear that car. Sit. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Look at that. That is so spooky. You can hear a train. Oh, you can't really see it on the camera. There's a train going by right up there. That is so cool. Freaking love trains. Trains are awesome. Now we're heading into the next building. Now that building's probably gonna have a really good view of the city. If we can get to the top. If I remember right, there was some blockage on the stairs, but we'll see. Bird! Aw, what a good boy. Oh look, a chair and a table. You know, whoever left these here, they're probably very charitable. Get it? Charitable, because it's a chair and a table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comedic genius. You ready to head up the dirt stairs? Hey, watch your step going up the to the next floor. All right. There's a missing piece, so be careful when you're on your way up there. Okay?
Guess what, bud? I don't think I'm going up. There's stairs over there.
That there are. Police sirens, the sound of Cleveland. Alright, this one's going to be a bit tricky, okay? So watch your step as you cross, alright? You go first.
So, bud, I don't think we're going to be exploring this one too much. At least I'm not.
You just do a little jump. Just jump right to that ledge and then shimmy over.
I'm not a parkour guy.
It's alright, you'll make it. You're a firefighter. You go first. I'll watch.
I learned from my mistakes on what not to do.
After Westinghouse acquired the factory in 1922, they began producing a wide variety of products. This included fuses, circuit breakers, elevator motors, lighting fixtures, lamps, panel boards, safety switches, small turbines, and many other pieces of equipment. The same year that Westinghouse would acquire the complex, they began construction on the 5-story addition at the south end of the facility. In 1933, Westinghouse would close down the factory and move their production elsewhere. In 1936, the company Thompson Products would purchase it. Thompson Products started out as the Cleveland Screw and Bolt Company in 1901. After a few years of selling bolts, they moved on to manufacturing automobile engine valves. During World War II, the company would begin manufacturing aircraft parts under a subsidiary company called Thompson Aircraft Products Company. After the war, they would return to producing car parts. During the 1950s, Thompson Products would become a huge investor in the Ramo-Woolidge Defense Company. In 1958, the companies would merge into the Thompson-Ramo-Woolidge Company, which I'm going to abbreviate as TRW because that is a mouthful. The complex at Ashland Avenue would become part of TRW's Light Metals Division. In 1961, it was announced that TRW was going to construct a new facility to replace the Ashland complex. By 1963, the Verdon Manufacturing Company would take over the Ashland plant. They were a company that produced metal goods such as brass. By the mid-60s, they had expanded their operation to produce lighting fixtures, and they soon became the third largest producer of fixtures in the country. Things were going well for Verdon Manufacturing, but not for long. The company was owned by the Scott and Pfister Group, and during the 1970s there was a decline in the housing market. Because of this, there was a decline in the demand of lighting fixtures. Scott and Pfister would begin laying off employees in the early 70s, and in December of 1977 they would sell off Verdon Manufacturing. It would become a new company, the Verdon Corporation.
The Verdun Company would fail to pay its over 300 employees on August 6th of 1979. They would claim it was because of a parts shortage, but in reality it was because they were unable to meet their financial obligations. They anticipated to reopen the factory in 1980. However, in January of 1980, they began laying off their employees. The writing was on the wall. It was obvious what was happening. Soon, the factory would be closed.
Near the end of the year in 1980, Verdun held an auction where they sold off all of their assets and machinery. Since then, the plant has been abandoned. No manufacturers have bought the property and tried to reuse it. And given the state that it's in, it's unlikely it'll ever be used for industry again. Parts of the complex have been demolished over the years, and it has been used for several movie productions, such as the aforementioned Avengers scene.
I'm sitting here looking at these pictures from so long ago.
As of right now, the future of the Ashland Avenue plant is unknown. In all likelihood, it'll continue to decay until it falls apart naturally. But it is an important part of Cleveland's industrial history, and it will never be forgotten.
Looking so proud and strong. And here he's singing something, and I'll never know the song. See the generations of those who lived before me. Through their voices the song is sung. Cousins I no longer speak to. My parents when they were still young. And it feels so overwhelming to see all the time that's passed, as I try to place myself in this history, a lost boy reaching through glass, to know where we came from helps us to know who we are. Sitting here looking at these pictures from so long ago. People always remember places I'd still like to go.
Surprisingly supporting my weight, I thought it would fall. This might just be the sketchiest swing I've ever been on. The whole thing is shaking. What are you backing up for?
That way if you hit the dirt.
And you gotta say it again.
One take, man, you missed out.
I guess the world will never know about your comedic genius. Because they're jeans, you get it?
Yeah, nice one.